friends you found. Ooh, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we come, here we are. Now clap your hands with me. Say you will, say you can. Clap your hands with me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on everyone, I want to hear everybody clap your hands. All together now. Come on, I know you can do it. Say you will, say you can. So clap, 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 clap your hands with me. You gotta feel the beat deep, deep down in your bones and let your body move. Don't let anybody say you cannot, cause you know that you can groove. Shake that body left, ooh, shake that body right. Feel the beat down in your heart and let your spirit shine. All right, come on everyone. This is your last chance. So I want to hear everybody singing and wave your hands with me. Come on. Here we come, here we are. Now clap your hands with me. Say you will, say you can. Clap your hands with me. Yeah, here we come, here we are. Now clap your hands with me. Say you will, say you can. Clap your hands with me.
I think we're live. I accidentally went live and didn't know it. Let's go. Well, that's fine. I got things pretty much set up and ready to go. So, what up, everybody? Let me go up here. I need to pause this. There we go. Now we don't have super loud music going on in my ears. I was jamming out before getting started. But GM, how's everyone doing? We got Bert in the house. What up, Bert? Hope you've been good. Haven't seen you much in chat. I know you always like pop by, but it seems like you're usually busy doing something. Hope you're doing good though. I know you were gonna be getting a new computer. Did you end up doing that so you can be checking out some of these other games and building? Are you building inside of the sandbox? I know you got some land. This is a great opportunity to learn how to do just that. Get ready for the next Builders Challenge. I'm sure one will be happening soon. And Bert says, nah, IRL things. I get it. I get it. Got to take care of life. But this is, for those of you that don't know, Sandbox Study Hall. Screen got all glitchy there for a second. There we go. This is Sandbox Study Hall, and we're doing basic game making. We're gonna be. I for sure want to tackle. I didn't get to stream yesterday or Tuesday, so I for sure want to tackle the collectibles quest. We'll add a collectibles quest, and then after that, we'll see where we go from there. We'll probably end up messing around with some projectiles again. Who knows? We'll have some fun though. But before we get into all of that, I do need to switch tabs and kick it on over to Panda for the news. And then after the news, we'll dive on into all that fun stuff. So stay tuned, and I will be right back with you.
Hello and welcome to the news of the week with me, Panda Pops. Let's jump straight into the news. Remember, GameMaker 0.10 has arrived, so if you do not have 0.10 installed, you should. Original Stormtrooper Collection, Avatar Collection. Navigate to the homepage and you'll be able to find it there. For the Sandbox events, we have Rabbids Music vs. Love. This is an interesting one that will be going over a little bit more in detail in the streams themselves. And it is a multiplayer game, so we will be playing this one live on stream as a group, and there may be some fun prizes if you want to tune in. Habbo Space Hotel will be finishing this week, so it may already be finished by the time you see this news of the week. But this one was for Avatar owners of the Galaxy Habbo Collection or the Habbo Genesis Avatar Collection. Make sure to check out the events page where you'll get to see all the amazing events happening. So far, the Isle Adventures has a reward pool for everyone, so definitely check that out. No investment needed for that. Impact Game Jam is currently ongoing. Registrations are now closed, but do keep an eye on the events page to see all of the game jams. We do have a Vox Edit contest. It is a Vox Edit mini contest, Springtime Assets. So over 8 days, create some spring-inspired environmental assets, whether that is flowers, trees, whatever you fancy creating. This is not an equipment-themed contest, so please don't create equipment. Characters and creatures are acceptable, but the main focus is on environmental-related assets, and we do have some inspirational pictures for you to get an idea. So, flowers, potted plants, just single daffodils. This has 10,000 prize pool with participation prize reward. So if you do participate, there is 30 sand, and this is for the first 100 valid participants that don't place in the top 10. And by valid, we do mean as long as you're not breaking any of our rules, then you will be valid. So as long as it is on theme, you should receive a prize. Now, on to our mentions of the week. Our first mention goes to DM Archer with this amazing gold organ. This looks absolutely spectacular. Massive asset. It's so detailed, absolutely beautiful. So definitely make sure to check that asset out. Make sure you're also following them. Show our artists some love. One of our experiences of the week goes to Tempest Studios for their Titan Rain experience, and I'm going to say this wrong, for the Omphalos. I know I said it wrong, but check out this experience. It is absolutely stunning. Honestly, definitely go check it out. The architecture within this experience is just beautiful, really well made. I do suggest you checking anything that Tempest Studio has created because they create really good experiences. So our next experience mention goes to Sanja for Cosmic Chaos, which did place within the top 10 in one of the game jams. Fantastic experience, really, really well made and very addictive. Can carry on playing this all day, every day. Great replayability to this experience. So do check this one out. It is Cosmic Chaos by Sanja. This next mention, I do want to give a shout out to Cyber Dragon. So they have a collection, an NFT collection called Cyber Dragon Games with some fantastic assets in here. I really love these houses. Now, I don't know if any of them are up for sale, but definitely give them a follow. Make sure to take a quick look at them. Cyber Dragon also streams on their own channel, but they also do Tuesday streams over on the Sandbox, teaching you how to make amazing experiences using GameMaker. The final mention of this week is also going to another collection, Fantastic Worlds. This is made up of a bunch of assets from people within the Creator Fund. These are all on Polygon, so do check these out. So many fantastic assets in here. All different styles, all different themes. So do take a look. Some absolutely fantastic assets. Love the Surfing Bird board shop. So definitely take a look at these. That's it for our news of the week, and now back to your regular scheduled content.
Boom. I think I'm back. Yeah, we're back. What up, everybody? Good news there. All kinds of cool stuff going on. A lot of fun experiences that I need to check out. Need more time. But let's dive on into Sandbox Study Hall. What up, Carva? How you doing? If anyone has any questions about building inside of the Game Maker, let me know. That's what I'm here for. Otherwise, we're going to start by building out and figuring out how to do a collectible quest. So then on Tuesday's stream, we'll be able to just fly right through it. Wet Noodle in the house. What up, Wet Noodle? I'm also going to turn a little background music on. Let me know if it's too loud. I think it might be. It definitely is. Let's turn it down to about there. Maybe a little more juice on it. How about that? Let me know if you want it to be different. Need it to be different. Alright, so let's just open up our Study Hall of Doom workspace. And we'll work out how to do a collectible quest, and then see what other stuff we can come up around that. Or we'll mess around with some projectiles, or who knows what. But we're going to see what we can learn in 2 hours about collectibles and whatever else comes up. That's what I like about this 2-hour stream. I kind of am figuring out that this 2-hour stream on Thursdays is a good place for us to work out stuff and figure out how to do stuff together. And then on my Tuesday streams, it'll be kind of a summary of things that we have discovered, as well as reviewing more basic concepts inside of the Game Maker. But to get started with, we're just going to try and make a, like I said, basic collectibles quest. So we'll just put another brick in the wall, and then we will go T and D, snap that intersection, I think. No, center. Is that snapped? It doesn't seem like it is. Now it's like in it. Oh, we need... Oh, it is 0.5. I'm confused why this is not working correctly. I'll just turn it off. Do that instead. And then this is gonna trigger, what is this challenge gonna, or this quest gonna be called? Let's go up to our objectives. We'll add another quest, and this quest is gonna be capture the crabs. Capture the crabs. Find all 10 crabs. And it's going to unlock automatically, but it's not going to launch until the message gets sent. And the message is going to be start capture the crabs, CTC. And it's going to be a counter. The collected object is going to be the counter type, yes. And the tag for the quest item is going to be CTC. CTC item. An amount is going to be 10. Perfect. So now we got that set up. Now we can make this send start CTC. And we're good to go there. I'm also going to slide this guy over. All right. Now we're gonna get crabs. Where'd our crab go? Where did we find that? Now I'm gonna have to search for it again because we only have presets of it. And I don't want it to be preset. I guess I could just remove the presetedness. There, or nope, the crabfish basic. All right. So now we're going to scatter these around. We're not really going to scatter them around though. We're just going to oh, wait. Let's actually turn these into presets. So I'm right clicking while hovering over to delete those. Then I hit T on the keyboard and we're actually going to turn this into a preset, and the behavior is going to be, or is this collect a component? Multiplayer, single player. Collectible. See, this is something that I still am trying to wrap my head around. But when to do multiplayer and when to do single player. I'm gonna go multiplayer. We're gonna edit logic. We're gonna say broadcast type all. And message on collect is going to be... It really doesn't need to be anything, I don't think, because we are going to give it a tag of CTC item. Right? CTC.item? Let me see. CTC.item. Yep. Collect action, collision, display name, none, collect amount, 1, collect sound. You can add a sound. I don't know what that is going to be, but oh, that's ambiance. We'll go treasure event. And then everything else looks... So it's not droppable. And is not consumable. Alright, now if there's 10 of them, we should be able to complete it after we collect all 10. So we're going to create or turn this into a preset by going and hitting the preset button, clicking create new. The new preset is going to be a CTC item. Confirm. And now we're going to go up here to presets, our presets tab, and we're going to change that to this. And now we'll get 10 placed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if that works. Capture the crabs. Look at all 10 of them. We got 8. We got 9. We got 10. And it checks it off just like that. It's that easy. Creating quests in Sandbox is not as hard as it can be. Is what I should say. It can be hard. Depends on what you're trying to do. But we just created the very simple collectible quest, and now we can build on that. Let's see what else there is. Now, the objective is to get 10 with auto completion. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much to fiddle with there. Now that we have these crabs, we could, and then we know that it works, now you could go and scatter these all throughout the land. So it took people a long time to find them, or you could just place them strategically. Let's see what happens if we take one of these bad boys, and now we go in and we go to edit logic, and so this is the name to be displayed once collected. Crab. Crabby. The next thing we could do is trigger something to happen when the message gets sent, or when they collect it and a message gets sent. Let me think. If we wanted to add, I think we would we add a behavior? No, not message broadcaster. Sometimes you gotta look at it and see what it is if you don't remember. That's something I've learned. Don't be afraid to just add it and see what it is until you start to get a deeper understanding of it all. Let's see. Speaker. Speaker? No. Not it either. I have done this plenty of times and I always forget. All I want to do is make it so that it displays on the map where they are. Is droppable, is consumable, display name, collect, global. Bum, 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 bum. There's so many. We should almost spend like a day on each behavior and each component, and just open it up, break down kind of what it does, and then see how we can apply it to different things. I might have to do a little bit of research just so that we're prepared for each of those, but that's what we can figure out for this. So, for example, I feel like that would be super helpful. If I was, I'm trying to think from a position of if I was, which I am, learning how to do all of this, what would I want to know? I would want to know what each of these does and start to get an understanding of that. So what's the best way to start to get an understanding of what each of these does? I'm not 100% sure, but I think maybe just applying it to something and looking at it. Let's mess around with some logic stuff here. Study with me. So we're gonna throw that bad boy down there. Start at the top and work through. Exactly. We'll figure out different ways to get understandings about the different things. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with behaviors. So animated decoration. So this is all things that you can add. Oh, this has no animations. We'd have to get something that has animations, which we could do in just a second. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that. First one throws a kink in there, a kink in our wrench. But if we go to here, I bet you the Arctic Fox has an animation. Sure does. Okay. So now, let's turn that to none. And let's actually turn it to animated decoration. So we're gonna apply animated decoration to the Arctic Fox. Let's open up. I'm gonna hit edit logic every time. So we hit edit logic so we can see everything that we're working with. And then start with element 1. So element 1 is saying animation, the animation clip to play. So you can choose any of the different things. Maybe eat. What does eat look like? Perfect. So that'll be our animated decoration. Animation speed 1. Don't need to add a multiplier, but you can if you want. Infinite loop. If it should repeat the animation clip forever, true or false. So if you set it to true, it's gonna repeat the animation loop. And play condition is play on start. You could also have it play on receives message. So if you wanted to do that, you could link that with collecting the crabs or something. But we're just gonna say play on start. Or it could also be play on detect player. I kind of like that. That's kind of a cool feature. So if you get close enough to it, it'll start eating. And then you can adjust the detection range. It's at 5. We're going to keep it at 5, but you could go big or you could go real small. We'll go 6.9. What up, PGFs? We're just messing around with behaviors, working through from the top of the list, working our way through them, just to start to get a good little understanding. Just kind of thinking through, talking through all of the different stuff that comes to mind when we're looking at each of them. Feel free to chime in the chat if you have any input as well along the way. Help each of us learn and grow together. So, like I showed, you can select here the different animations, whatever animation you want it to do. We're gonna stick with eat, and you could also have it send a message on start and message at end. So we're not gonna do that, but you could also incorporate that. I don't know if that's because it's play on detection. Nope. But if you wanted to keep track of the animation for some reason and do something at the start and the end, you could trigger things that way and have it send messages at the start or at the end that another logic acid could receive. Interruptible. If it can be interrupted by another animation triggered in this behavior. Gotcha. So if you want to be able to interrupt it, turn it to true. Right now it's false, so it's not interruptible. So now, if we load in, let's actually save just because we haven't saved yet today. I always like to save before I load in. Or at least if I know I haven't saved in a while and been doing some things. Gonna get a mint. Alright, let's tab in though. Go check out this Arctic Fox. It's not doing anything yet. And now it's eating. Look at that. Let me get the form for you, Bert. And anyone else who needs it. One second. I'm gonna be dropping a form. It says proof of attendance form. You attend 10 or more of my streams throughout the month, you unlock a reward. This month's reward is going to be an avatar inside of Nifty Island that we're actually going to build inside of Vox Edit. So if you want to follow along on that journey and see how to create an avatar using Vox Edit and then make it playable in other places outside of the sandbox, tune into some of my streams on that. I'll be doing that on my personal account. There it is. All right, form incoming. Secret word. Secret word is gonna be, first thing I see that catches my eye on the timeline. Stickers. Secret word is stickers. There we go. Secret word was stick in my memory. I don't know if it'll stick in mine, that's why I pinned it. Alright. Back to your regularly scheduled program. So what's next on the list? Will we be able to use Asker? Asker, a needy person that needs to talk with you. Don't understand why the description is that. Max amount is infinity. Performance impact is null. Synchronized, no. We're gonna go down to edit logic so we can see everything. So message required is currently interact, but you could change it to whatever message you want. We're gonna change it to test asker. Only once, your asset will speak only once. So if you change it from false to true, that means it'll only speak once. And if you leave it on false, it won't. It'll speak every time it gets the message test asker. Asker test bot. So that's what the name of the speaker is going to be, and it'll be displayed when this is spoken. And we're not going to change any of these, but you can edit what the question is and then what the answer is. And they can pick from 4 different answers. So I'm not going to edit this, but I will add an answer 3 and 4 just with a simple answer 3 and answer 4, just so you can see how it would all be displayed. I feel good and not so good are going to be the two that are obviously shown on screen. And then you can also edit what message gets sent if the player selects that answer. So a A1 message gets selected, it can send A1. You could also have it send any other message you want just by typing it in here. If you want to chain messages or like conversations together throughout using askers, you can do that using these messages. We can show that here in just a second, but let's start this off by kind of showing how you could incorporate this as a logic asset into a game. So just for example, let's say we're gonna say that this Arctic fox let's go control all. This Arctic fox says get away from my food. You know what? This is getting too in-depth. Let's just leave it. How are you doing? Or whatever it said. 'Cause we just want to show it working. We don't need to actually worry about all the prettiness of it. That's what we can come back to and fix later on. So we have this being said, and now to make it, we need to be able to interact with the Arctic fox. So the Arctic fox, we're actually going to turn into a button. And the message to send is going to be, I already forgot. Test asker. Message to send. Test asker. And we'll do all. Perfect. So now, if we run up to this Arctic fox, say, click on it, it's gonna say, how are you doing? And then you have your 4 answers. Ooh, rumbling. Hopefully I don't lose internet. I got a storm rolling through. Then you can say any of these, and then that message gets sent. And like I said, if you wanted to chain those together, you could. But to chain them together, you could then duplicate this. Move it back here, and then go into the first one and have all of these send the same message. Which could be test asker message. I like it to be all caps. I don't know why. Hey, what up? K 24 K gold. Welcome in, Raiders. Appreciate you guys for swinging by. How we doing? Thank you for the raid. We're just messing around with behaviors right now, just playing around, seeing what all of them do. I'm doing good, man. Having fun learning about the sandbox and the game maker more. Really has been a blast. We're gonna do, what did we decide to do? Test, asker, message. 1. And then we'll do that for all of these. I'm just typing that with my left hand and then selecting it. Perfect. So then the message required for this one to then start is going to be test asker message 1. And then it's going to come from the same person, asker test bot. And instead of hey, how are you doing? It's how am I doing? And we'll say you feel good or you're not so good. Or answer 3 and 4. Perfect. So now, once we get all that set up, we can load in, run over to the Fox, say what up, say I feel good, and then the test bot says how am I doing, and then you can say you feel good too, or you're not so good, and you can continue that process on and on and on for as long as a conversation as you wanted. So that's how you add conversation through text boxes. And you can also make those messages be sent to do other things too. You can have them be sent to trigger the start of a quest. You can have them be sent to open a door or blow up a wall, or so many different things you could do. Alright, we're going to save that up again though. And we're going to see what is next. We're just going to place it there. And go to behaviors. And go to asset spawner. Oh, you know what we should do? We should see how we could get all of this together. So we should put this back as an animated decoration. Eat. Play on detect player. 6.9. Perfect. So this is gonna be a chain of everything that we learn. We'll see what it turns into, working through all the behaviors and then all the components, and just trying to figure out how to weave it all together. All right, so we're on to asset spawner. So we have animated decoration, asker. Wonder why. Oh, because asset spawner's already selected, that's why. Asset spawner. Message required. So now we can have a message get sent. So we're gonna go back to this, and we're gonna have all of these answers send asset spawner trigger. Asset spawn dot test trigger. That's long, but that's what we'll go with. A spawn. Sometimes my naming gets long and drawn out, but it makes sense for me in the moment, and then later on I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But that's okay. So now all of those answers are sending that message, so then that's going to make this asset spawner trigger. So we're going to get rid of these and instead add asset spawner test trigger. So whenever it receives that, you can make it offset. So if you want it to spawn, maybe you want it to spawn right next to them. We can do... Let's go to edit logic actually, so we can see everything. We'll say the asset to spawn. What asset should we be spawning? Let's spawn... How about this MoCat sign? And we wanted to spawn... with the behavior. We'll have to figure out what that is. And we'll tweak it here in a second. Components. Tags. So we can add components and tags to the asset it spawns. Or you can use preset, and then you would create a preset that it would be spawning, and it would just spawn that preset. I can show how to do that. We've done it before, but we're gonna have it spawn. What should we have it spawn? What did we decide? Let's have it spawn. Alpha Dragon's too big. I mean, technically it's not too big, but let's have it spawn a beaver. It's always fun to have a beaver. So we're gonna spawn the beaver, and we're gonna make this beaver a preset. And this preset is gonna have the behavior of whatever's next. Bird. So we're gonna spawn a beaver that has bird behavior. So we'll work on that next. I guess we can work on it in tandem. So bird behavior, we can decide if or what animation is played when it's doing its bird. We're gonna say it plays the run animation. And the speed, we're gonna crank it up. It's gonna be a pretty fast beaver. We'll go 69. And then you can adjust the minimum width and maximum width. So while it's flying, it's gonna fly inside of this zone. You can mess with this if you want. Do something like that. And the max width, let's make it even bigger. And the height, we're gonna keep at 1 because we don't want it to go off the ground. But I think if you change it from 1, it could actually be flying up and down in the air as well. We can mess with that later on, but this seems good enough for now. So we're gonna go back to our asset spawner that we're getting set up, and oh, actually we need to make this a preset first. So we're gonna click preset over here on the left, click create new, and it's gonna be beaver a spawn. spawner test. So now we can go back to this and select beaver spawner test. That should be good to go. This guy should actually not be there, but we're gonna leave him there so we can continue to fiddle with it until we're done here, fiddling a bit. But let's go back into here and make sure the asset spawner is all set up. Now we want to make sure that the spawn offset works. So if you hit play, you can see, I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm gonna hit stop. So when you hit play, that shows you where it's going to be spawned. Okay. I'm gonna hit play so we can see where it's gonna be spawned, and then I'm gonna change the X to 2. And that popped it over to the left. So now I know it's not the X direction we need to move. It is potentially the Z, I think. 1? Yep. So it's gonna be 1.5, it looks like. No? Is it 2? 2 it is. So we're gonna do 2Z. Now that's all set up to work just perfectly. And then once, well, should we test it? Let's see if all that works. Oh, but he is flying 1 above. We might need to go back and do 0. He's running so fast and sideways. Or should we allow it to fly? It's a flying. Let's see what happens if you do 0 here real quick. Alright. We'll stick with that. Alright, so once, let's think here, once the beaver starts running, that was the bird. Edit logic, see if there's anything extra. No. Okay. So once the beaver starts running, then something else is gonna need to happen. What's the next on the list? Let's see. Do 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 do. So after bird, it goes to message broadcaster. A message repeater or a message broadcaster that can be used to trigger events following your conditions. We throw that on there. Message to send is trigger. Let's edit the logic so we can see everything. I hate when this bubble is flashing, so I always turn it to all until I decide what kind of broadcast type I want. That just drives me nuts, so that's why I always do that, just so you know. Message to send, though. Okay, so if you toggle this to true, then this is not going to send a message until it gets a message, and that message can be whatever gets sent here. So at a spawn test can also be triggering this. So edit logic again, we're going to go to a spawn test. That's going to trigger this to also start. And the message to send, we can decide what the message to send is. Maybe it'll start another conversation. Do you think that would make sense? And then broadcast type, all, broadcast duration, once. So when you want to be sending messages, broadcaster is a great way to do that. And reminder, feel free to ask any questions along the way, or if you have anything else going on inside of the Sandbox Game Maker that you want to ask questions about that we're not covering right now, ask that and we can segue over to that. We're just messing around, getting a feel for what some of these behaviors and components do, because I feel like that's kind of the missing piece. Once you really start to lock in and understand what each of the behaviors and components does, then you can start to think about how you could build a game and then get inspired to build XYZ game and then go and actually figure out how to do it. That's where the magic happens. So I think figuring out, and we're gonna just keep working at this, is how to effectively learn what all of the behaviors and components can do is what we're figuring out on these streams. All right, so we have this message broadcaster that is waiting until we get the same message, and then it's going to send a message, and that message we decided is going to start a conversation. So we're going to go over here and we're just going to duplicate this and bring it over, and then this is going to be another asker, and the message that we want is broadcaster action. Boom. So this is going to send broadcaster action. If we open it logic, whenever it receives a spawn test. So boom, then this is going to get broadcaster action, and it's going to say it's going to say watch out for that effing beaver. Got away again. We'll just leave these as that. But the messages that it's going to send is going to be something different. We'll have to decide what that is. We're just going to switch them to none for right now. And just make sure that this part works. So go ahead and Control S. We don't have to redo any of our hard work. And then we'll tab in and test and see if we can get that chat box to come up using the asker that is going to be triggered by the broadcaster. Oh, forgot to do one thing. Forgot to delete this bad boy. So boom, the asker test bot. How are you doing? Whatever. And then goes to the next conversation, which is how am I doing? And then that effing beaver gets out and starts running around in circles. One thing I'm actually confused about though is why it was running into us. Because it should be spawning there. And it also should have been spawning... Oh, we didn't actually edit that. That might be why. See, it shouldn't be running into us. But maybe we need to... make it just a little bit wider. And then we're going to knock both of these down to 0. So what we didn't do is we didn't save the preset again. So we're going to go ahead and go to preset and save over this. Confirm. Now we should be able to delete it, and now it should be running on the ground once we get to that point. Boom. Feel good. You feel good. Watch out for that fucking beaver. Got away again. We're gonna change this just because I'm OCD to Foxy. 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 So Foxy will be talking to us the whole time. And this is Foxy. Alright. So we got all that. Message broadcaster is starting those shenanigans. And once those shenanigans start, we can send another message to trigger whatever's next. And I don't know what's coming up next, so we're just gonna go back over here. Place that there. And T. So we did bird, message broadcaster. Now we're going to do timed events. Allows sending messages at specific chronological timings. So we're going to add that. And see, ooh, sorry. That was loud. We're now going to see how we could use timed events. So you can wait for a message. If you do true, then you can add what message, which is what I believe we're going to want to do. The message that we are going to be sending would be test timed events. So it's going to be test timed events. Test timed events. Boom. And then the timed events will trigger off of test timed events. And then you can have restart if you want. You can toggle it to true, and that automatically restarts after the last event is triggered. Broadcast type is all. You can also change to everyone in range, self, team, all that fun stuff. And then the timed event. So this is gonna end up probably sending another message. We're gonna have to see what's next on the agenda. We're gonna start working our way this way. So what is next on the behaviors agenda? Citizen. The citizen would be next. We might just have to set that up separately. What's after citizen? Farmer. We could trigger a citizen to run by generating an asset that has a tag to flee, which would be hostile. So what we could do, this is getting convoluted but kind of fun, is we're gonna move all this way over here. Like there. And then we'll go bring this over there for right now's sake. Okay, so now we can keep these things rocking and rolling. So the timed event, how are we going to chain this together? This is kind of a fun little exercise. You guys should try it out. So we're going to chain the timed event together. So we are going to wait for a message, test timed event, and then we're going to have the time event test and it's going to go 1 second, and it'll be 1 second after test timed event happens. And then it's going to send another message. And that message is going to be spawning. Spawning. Hostile. So then we're going to need an asset spawner. We're also going to need an actual citizen. So we need to find ourselves a citizen. We're going to grab this adventurer. Place him there. Actually, we're going to place him there. That's where our citizen is. Just going to stick with the skip one. Yep, right there. You're going to be behavior citizen. Tag to flee hostile, so we need to spawn a hostile. Flee speed real fast. We're We're not going to say flee when attacked, though. And the enemy detection. We just want it to be... $515. So as long as we spawn... So now we're going to need to spawn... We're also going to remove health. We just want to spawn something off of this message. Spawn hostile. And then that is going to be... a numpad. And that numpad is going to land right there. And this specific numpad is going to be our hostile numpad. It's not going to be anything. It's going to be invisible. And it's going to have the tag hostile. I'm curious if the tags are case sensitive. So let's try this. Hostile. If they are, this won't work. Then we can check that. So beautiful. Then this guy should flee. Let's see if all of that works. We're gonna save it. We're gonna tab in. We're gonna start this chain of events. So we talkie. Say, I feel good. Say, you feel good. That beaver's running around everywhere. And he's not running. Let's see. Let's not make it invisible yet. So we know that it's getting spawned. And let's spell this correctly. Hostile. Oh, we don't have... That's what we're missing. We have the timed event, spawn hostile. It should actually be trigger spawn hostile. Trigger spawn hostile. And then this is gonna go to a asset spawner. We're gonna bring that asset spawner over here. So it's an asset spawner. And we'll just offset it. It's going to be spawning this bad boy. So we want a hostile numpad. Make this into a preset. Create new. Hostile. Numpad. Confirm. Now we should be able to get rid of that. Go with this. Go with play. Go ahead and change this to the hostile numpad. 2.5. Beautiful. Now let's try. Do I feel good? You feel good? Beaver's running. That's been spawned. Run! Okay, so we need to make his detection bigger. His detection should be edit logic. The detection, we'll go real big. We'll go 6, so he really gets out of here. All right, so we got all that. What's next? It's gonna be after citizen. Moving on to farmer. Well, let's see how we're gonna use farmer. Behavior. Farmer. Do. We'll go to edit logic. So a farmer is going to move around and it's going to gather things that have tags. Interesting. And it could be plants. Can flee, flee when attacked. Tags to flee, hostile. So what if we put a new person out there? Ariel Gorillion. Now, we'll go like this, and we'll go to T, we'll select her, go to behaviors, we'll add farmer, so she's gonna be a farmer. She will be gathering plants. So not only we need we also need to spawn some things, so maybe we use another asset spawner, but for this one, we could also get some plants planted from this message, which came trigger spawn hostile. I mean, it could also do a couple other asset spawners. And for this one, it's going to spawn assets with the tag plant. Or not the tag. But yeah, the tag. So let's find an asset that we want to be for plants for her to collect. Come on, plants. Show yourself. Alright, we'll do dragon eggs. We're gonna create a bunch of these. We're gonna go boom. We're gonna turn this into a preset with a tag of plant. That's all it needs for right now. We're gonna go preset, create new, and it's going to be eggplant. And we'll change this to eggplant. So we're going to change the preset that we're using as the asset to spawn to eggplant. And we'll hit play so we know where it's spawning. Let's see what's her range. Let's make her range a little bit bigger. Let's go 8 by 8. Somewhere right around there was the corner. We'll hit play again so we can see where. So we need to move this guy in 3. I would say X is going to be -2. We're bringing it in there. We got one right behind her. We're going to just duplicate this. And we'll move that bad boy back, and we're just going to hit play again so we can see where it's going. Now we're going to do -5. we'll move it 6, 8. Move it there. So that's gonna be our second one. This will be our third. Hit play. -3. Let's go -1. Then we'll put one more right around here. So we'll go duplicate one more time. Play again. We'll go -6. Nope. -4. And 4. 5. Yeah, that should do it. We're gonna delete those. All right, let's see how this works. And if it does. If it does, it should go through everything. This guy should run away, and this girl should start collecting dragon eggs. Right now, she's wandering around, looking for plants, not finding any. He's wandering around. We go up to our Arctic fox and talk to it. We got a beaver running. Now we got him running. We got her. Thinking about it. Oh, she's afraid of hostile too. I thought we said to not be afraid of hostile for her. We're gonna go edit logic. We'll turn her to cannot flee. And gathering tags. Did plant, but apparently that didn't work. Egg. And now let's try, we'll pull up our preset. We gotta reset this preset. With T. Go down and we'll go egg. Now we need to resave our preset. Egg. Confirm. Delete. Try it again. She was not collecting them like I thought she would. This guy's running. She's not collecting. You sure? Why don't you want to gather? Why do you not want to gather these? Let's troubleshoot. Your asset gathers the assets with these tags if they are inside the gathering area. Gathering speed, crank it up. How many maximum assets can be gathered per second inside the gathering area? Yeah, this all should be fine and dandy. Egg is the gathering tag. Does it need to be a plant? But why couldn't it be how we did it? You would think it would be able to be that. So do we need to go behavior? Components? Plants? I'm not gathering that either. Oh, but we did change. Nope. Alright, I'm confused. I feel like Ariel the gardener should be gathering the egg. Any thoughts, chat? Otherwise, I'll just keep troubleshooting, trying to figure it out. Go to presets, eggplant. Would it need to be a collectible? Nope. This one's got me confused. Confuzzled. Confuzzled? Confused. Let's try thinking through it though. Again, let me know if you're tuning in and you have any questions you want me to try and figure out with you on stream. We don't have too much time left on today's study hall, where we've just been exploring and picking apart different behaviors one by one. And we just got stumped. So now we're trying to work our way through this. So we're trying to get Ariel here to be a farmer and gather things with the egg tag. And we're having egg tag things be spawned in there, but they're not being gathered. I'm gonna go Control S, and I'm gonna quit and then come back and see if anything changes. Sometimes that actually does the trick. If you think everything you got going on should be working and it's not, sometimes you need to just quit and then get back into it, and that might fix it. So let's try this again. Go start, game maker, open up. Get logged in. Back into our workspace. The Study Hall of Doom. Let's just tab in and see what happens. She's wandering around. He's being grifty. Here comes the eggs. Run away! But they're not gathering the eggs. Not quite sure what's going on with that. But we can move on for right now. We'll have to troubleshoot that. I'm gonna put a fire block here, just so we remember. We'll get in, and what's next on it? Healer. A nice person that heals injured you and friendly things around, but also flees hostile things. We can add another person. And they're going to be the healer. How about this anglerfish? So this anglerfish is going to be a healer. Oops. Let's also make... Nope. Why can't I remember? How do you make it so that... certain blocks damage the avatar? Swimming enabled. No. None of that. Not objectives. I swear it was up here. Controller. Damaging blocks. Lava. 20. Huh. myself. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I really swear it used to be up here. Multiplayer simulator, no. Huh. I've lost it. I'm not exactly sure. We are running out of time though. I'm gonna start wrapping her up. If anyone has any last minute questions, please feel free to drop those in the chat and I will make sure to address those on future streams. Otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in. If you didn't fill out the form yet, I'll drop the form link one last time. Go ahead and copy that. We'll drop that in the chat. And the secret word is pinned up top. It's stickers, STICKERS. Make sure you use that secret word whenever you're filling out the form. This is proof of attendance that you attended live on one of my streams. And if you attend live for 10 or more times in 1 month, you unlock a reward. This month, we are giving all reward winners an avatar that is going to be usable inside a Nifty Island. And we're going to be building that avatar on stream so you can have feedback and input into how and what that turns into. So I'm excited for that. So fill out the form every time you tune in and get your hands on cool, fun stuff to use inside of the metaverse. And there's also a spot on that form if you have any questions or whatever. You can do that. As there, you can do that. You can put your questions there as well, and I'll address those on future streams. Sachimo says live, I say. I say live. You say live. We all say live. But thank you guys so much. Let me know if there's a channel you would like me to raid, and I'll raid you guys over there. Otherwise, have a good rest of your week and weekend. If I don't see you, oops, before then. I might be streaming tomorrow, but most likely not. We'll see. I am going to the Planet of the Apes movie at like 4:30. So maybe after that. Probably not before it. We'll see what happens. But until next time, I'll see y'all in the metaverse. Take it easy. Peace.
Well, I got something to say right now, and I don't care who hears. I wanna live my life to the fullest, yeah, move past all my fears. Here we come, here we are, now clap your hands with me. Say everybody